This video is rated E for everyone. Guys, and welcome to my new YouTube video for today. And today we'll be talking about the 25th anniversary of PlayStation. Give it up. Give it up. Hit the like button if you grew up with PlayStation since day one. And I looked it up. It's from 94. So if you're a 94, if you're an early 90s kid who grew up with the PlayStation, hit the like button and enjoy this nostalgic reminiscing video about me and not really how I got into PlayStation, but like during my days with PlayStation from the PS1 to the PS4. So let's get started. First, when I was in elementary school, my mom bought me the slim PlayStation 1. PlayStation 1. The slim PlayStation 1, but it was kind of broken because the adapter, like when you put it like on the back, like the tiny hook, it was kind of loose. So every time I would play the game, like in a few minutes, the system will turn off by itself, and like that wasn't good. And then later on, my mom, I hit it with the analog sticks because like the slim one came on with the analog controller with like the analog sticks. And then after that, my mom bought me the bulky PlayStation, the original version, without the like. That's weird, right? Like the original version didn't really have the analog sticks, and some games need the analog sticks. Anyway, as for games, I had Crash Team Racing, Mega Man 8, Mega Man X4, Mega Man X5, Spyro, and SpongeBob. That was a really good game. And I had another Crash game like Crash Bandicoot, and like they were really fun games. Next, PlayStation 2. I didn't really grow up with PlayStation 2 because I didn't have it, but my cousin did over there in Mexico when he was a kid. And he told me that first he had the Xbox, but then he switched it over to PlayStation. But first he had the slim one, and then he switched it to like the bulky PlayStation 2. Because over there in Mexico, you can hack the system, not to put cheats, but to just like play pirated games. Because over there in Mexico, they pirate everything. And like the only games he had were like I asked him this morning, and he said that the only game he had was Jack 2 for his PS2. And as for the pirated games, like over there, like in Mexico, once you hack the game, the console itself, you can play like the pirated games. Like non-official, just like a DVD CD with like marker, like written like on the game's name. So, oh, and he also had like FIFA, because my cousin's a huge fan of like FIFA games. He had like FIFA, and he also had like a WWE game. He had Raw for the I think for the PS2 or the Xbox. Who knows? Next, PlayStation 3. I don't have a PlayStation 3. But my cousin did, and he still has it. It's just collecting dust on his desk. As for the PS3, here's the thing: during PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, normal consoles, right? Normal consoles. Just put on the desk. But then, like from PlayStation 3, like I get it. Sony is like a computer company, duh. Mostly computers. And like I told my cousin, like, why did they treat the PS3 and like on like computers? I think he said, well, if you buy a game that has glitches, then like you're duped. Like you bought a bad game. But for the PS3 and like on, um, the game updates to get rid of those glitches and bugs. So like PS3 and like on, Sony made them into computers, actual computers. So as for games, he had FIFA, FIFA Street, Uncharted 1, 2, and 3. And he really loved those games. He got the HD collection, I think, for his PS3. No HD collection for the PS3. For the PS4. And he also had Yakuza. I think the games were available for the PS3, like Yakuza. And he also had Mortal Kombat 9 and King of Fighters 13. Now, PSP, PlayStation Portable. He doesn't have a PSP, but I do. I bought it like a couple of years ago. It just has like a tiny crack like on the S from the bottom logo. And many people say that that system was way ahead of its time, and I kind of agree because it was like the first and only, not the only, like first handheld PlayStation system, and it has good games. I'm not gonna lie, it has good games. Like I have Battlefront 2, Star Wars Battlefront 2, Renegade Squadron, and Elite Squadron for the PSP, and they're good. Graphics, not so much, but like like PSP is like from what, mid 2000s, and I remember when they were popular because I was like in elementary school, and almost every kid had a PSP, and then I was like, oh, I want one, but I'm poor, so I couldn't afford it, and I bought my PSP from my mom's friend's son like a couple of years ago with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and I still play from time to time, and like like it's a great system. Here's Spider-Man 3. I bought it for Christmas, and I'm still playing it. Next, PS Vita, the PlayStation Vita. Um, my cousin wants to get a PS Vita only for Persona 4, because we got into Persona a couple of months ago, and I have a PS4 and I bought Persona 5. And then he told me like, "Oh, hey Miguel, I just noticed that the PS Vita has Persona 4, so he's gonna buy maybe a PS Vita, but they're really expensive right now. I think he's thinking of getting like a Japanese import, a white one from Japan, because the other ones are like $300, and the Japanese version it's like a bit cheaper. But then he told me right now like, oh, I don't know, like if I'm only gonna get it for one game, then it's like like not worth it. But who knows? And I remember when they were really popular, because like on Taco Bell, it would be like, oh, $5 lunchbox, win a PS Vita with like the code and stuff. And I remember that like almost every kid in my class were like, oh bro, like I want a PS Vita, like I want a PlayStation. And like like they say that it's a great console, but that it also kind of sucks because like it lacked a few things. I mean, like people were good with the PSP, but for the PS Vita, they were like, oh, like it's lacking stuff. So like the fandom is kind of divided to like it's good or it's lacky, to it's trashy but it's still like okay. Finally, PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 came out in 2014. My cousin bought his PlayStation 4 Pro back like in 2017 with the Star Wars Battlefront 2 bundle. And me, since I'm poor, I didn't buy mine until my birthday back in 2018. Yeah, like 4 years later, I get my PS4, and people are already right here saving money for the PS5. And the games I have. So here's my thing: like the PS4 is a good console, like a really good console. I don't trash Xbox. Either you're a fan of Xbox because it's your childhood, or you're into PlayStation because it's your childhood. Me and my cousin, we lean more into PlayStation because it's our childhood, but he's like 3 years younger than me. But for me, like I said, I grew up with the first PlayStation. But like I'm a '96 kid, baby. So like I'm a mid 2000s kid who grew up with the PlayStation, So I lean more to PlayStation, the abbreviations. Anyway, as for the PS4, I have a ton of games. I have Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Syndicate, Mega Man X Legacy Collection. I'm a huge fan of Mega Man X since I was a kid. Overall, Mega Man. Persona 5 that I got. My cousin got me Resident Evil 2 and Nier Automata for Christmas. And I have Persona 5, like how I said. And I have Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 HD Remix and Kingdom Hearts 2.8. My cousin let me borrow Kingdom Hearts 3, but he's not really like a big fan. Overall, PlayStation is a really good console. Sony, you've made a system that's going to be living for generations. My cousin said the PlayStation 2 was so popular that they were still making PS2s until like a few years back or something because it was like such a good console. And like many people who grew up with the PlayStation 2 would say the same thing, like, oh, like the PlayStation 2 was like the greatest console ever made, and it sold so many units. So again, hit the like button if you grew up with PlayStation since day one in '94, because I made my research. And I hope you enjoyed this talk, nostalgic talk of my experience with PlayStation 1 since the first one to PlayStation 4. And let's hope that the PlayStation 5 is really good. Missed opportunity, Sony, to make the logo PSV instead of PlayStation 5 with the actual 5. Like, it should have been PlayStation V to make it like unique. So here's hoping for really good exclusives and a really great console. And I'm gonna save money for Resident Evil 3. So let's go. Again, happy anniversary for PlayStation. 25 years of gaming. 25 years. Damn, that's a really long time. Until next time, guys. Peace. PlayStation for life. Bye. Again, I'm not trashing Xbox. Like, I'm not trashing Xbox. It's a good console, but again, you either grew up with Xbox or PlayStation, you know. Enough of this useless PlayStation versus Xbox One. Bye.